Naruto gazed at their teacher with a studying look. The man just eye-smiled at them. Sakura had yelled at him to introduce himself before they did. I'm Kakashi Hatake. I like and dislike many things. I have many hobbies. As for my dreams, I don't really feel like sharing them. Your turn, Pinky. Sakura twitched. Naruto smirked slightly. Finally someone who understands secrecy, Naruto thought. I'm Sakura Haruno. I like... Well, she looked at Sasuke. I dislike Ino. My hobbies are looking at Sasuke. My dreams are... Well, she looked at Sasuke. With each pause, she glanced at Sasuke and blushed. You're next, Sunshine, Kakashi said, waving absently to Sasuke. I'm Sasuke Uchiha. I like training. I dislike most things. My hobbies are training. My ambition, not a dream. It is to kill a certain man, he said with venom. Kakashi gave a sigh and Naruto noticed his eyes swivel to meet his own. You next, wild boy. Naruto raised a single elegant eyebrow. I'm Naruto Uzumaki. There was a pulse as if they were waiting for more. Kakashi just gave him an eye smile and proceeded to shock the other two. Naruto just idly listened to the speech on survival training and failing the Genin test. Naruto gazed at the small bell. The string wound around his fingers. He gently jolted it, making a tingling sound, releasing through the air. It had been easy. He had summoned a small fox to go grab it. The fox had snuck up on Kakashi as he was fighting Sasuke, snatched the bells, and returned them to Naruto. Naruto had stuffed one in his pocket but held the other one. The soft silver bell swayed in the wind, and Naruto felt the breeze around him, tug gently at his skin. Play with me. It giggled softly to his ears alone. He gazed at the sky through his one eye and threw a handful of leaves in the air. The breeze picked them up and spun them in a circle, giving the wind equivalent to a laugh. Wind was so easily amusing. A moment later, it dropped the leaves to tell him someone was coming. Seconds later, Kakashi stood on the branch looking down at him from 5 feet away. Naruto idly swung his left leg as it hung over the branch. He gazed at their sensei through a half-lidded blue eye. Kakashi glanced at the small bell and Naruto bounced at a finger. Good job. Naruto didn't say anything. He just listened to the whispers in his ear. Wind loved to carry things. Whispers, smells, anything. It loved gossip. The peace was ruined as a barrage of knives whistled through the air. Then a barrage of knives interrupted him as Kakashi leapt away. Sasuke landed in the man's place, sending Naruto a glare. The boy's eyes widened upon seeing the bells. Sasuke continued to glare. Then he spoke. Give me the bell. Naruto looked at him and raised the bell as if to inspect it. Then he vanished with the wind, a small smile on his face. Naruto sat on one of the 3 stumps cross-legged as Sakura was tied to the middle one. Sasuke was sitting on the grass eating his own lunch. Naruto ignored his own, shoving it in front of Sakura as he sliced her ropes with the thrown kunai. He ignored them in favor of watching the small centipede skitter across his hand. He had a few huge ones he could summon. You could find any number of animals in the Forest of Death, all grown to huge sizes, or more intelligent or more sneaky than normal. It was like an animal reserve, as you couldn't really kill the animals in there, and there were rare ones. You would have to show Shino some of his butterflies sometimes. There were 2 main butterfly species in its forest. Some the size of his hand, considered small, that had brilliant designs on their wings, though mixed well enough to act as camouflage. The other ones were huge, about as long as his arm at least. They were mixtures of blacks, reds, purples, greens, and blues. Some one color, some a mixture of all. They looked stunning when they burst into flight, usually staying in groups of 10 at the minimum. They never left his forest though, and stayed well out of sight so few ever saw them. Naruto idly listened as Kakashi returned, and went on about teamwork and congratulated him on passing the team. He just set the centipede down and ignored the cheers of Sakura and the smirk of Sasuke, and sent a small breeze to find Shino. The boy would no doubt like to see his butterflies, and like any creature in his forest, he could summon them. Naruto and Kimimaro were training. That was until Naruto realized what time it was. He stood and glanced at the clock. 11. Kakashi had said to meet at 8. Naruto had sent 2 clones at 9. One would hide, then dispel itself when Kakashi arrived. The clone had dispelled an hour ago. He would have to meet up before a second clone was dispelled. Kimimaro followed him out the door, but only waved him off as he vanished into the trees. The Kaguya hadn't been very happy realizing that he couldn't tail his master all the time, but had to accept it. Alright, so this next paragraph is a little sus. So I got a comment saying that Naruto was on kind of the not really straight side in this story, and I ain't gonna roll with that. I ain't trying to get demonetized, bro. I don't really roll like that, bro. I mean, if you do, alright, then you do you. If you want to read that type of shit, then you can do that, but me, hell nah, dude. Fuck that, alright. Anyways, back to the story. Sakura huffed in annoyance. "Where's Naruto?" she finally yelled, hopping to her feet. Sasuke sneered, and Kakashi just eye-smiled. "I have no idea." She sent him a filthy look. "Can we go get him then? You're late, and he's even later. I don't want to spend my time sitting here," she yelled. "We can't go get him." Kakashi shrugged, flipping a page in his book. "Why not?" Sasuke asked, interest piqued. "You wouldn't get into his house alive." Sasuke snorted, as if the dope would keep me out. Kakashi sent him a flat look. "The kid still thinks Uzumaki's a dope," he wondered. "Why not, Kakashi?" Sakura asked instead. "He has some guard animals," Kakashi said, eye-smiling. "So?" Sasuke asked. "They're vicious. Tore apart some other people once." That ended the subject. Finally, after another few minutes, a boy appeared walking towards them. Said boy had light green eyes, white hair, red markings, and wore a set of black pants with a deep purple kimono top, which hung open, tied at his waist with a deep blue sash. Kakashi slid his book away as he recognized the Kaguya. Everyone had been shocked when Uzumaki had returned to Konoha with the last Kaguya as his loyal vassal. The council had tried to get the Kaguya to join Konoha's ranks and breed his bloodline, but the teen refused. And as he was under Naruto's protection, there was little they could do. They had tried to order Uzumaki to make the teen do so, but the blonde had just laughed in their faces. They couldn't do anything, and Uzumaki gained a loyal follower, not a part of Konoha exactly. "Hatage," the teen greeted, bowing his head slightly. "Who are you?" Sasuke sneered before Kakashi could respond. The Kaguya looked down his nose at the boy, then turned to Kakashi. "I'm Kimimaro Kaguya." "You're the Kaguya?" Sakura squeaked. The bookworm would surely know the war-loving clan. "Yes." She gazed at him with respect and awe. Sasuke snorted. "I have come to inform you that Lord Naruto is busy in a project, and shall not be able to meet for a few days at most." Kakashi gave a nod. "Lord Naruto?" Sakura asked before bursting out into giggles. "You're Naruto's vassal," Sasuke sneered in distaste. It wasn't a surprise, he knew. Almost all of Konoha did. They also knew not to insult Naruto in front of the teen. "Yes," the teen answered. "You should ditch the dope and be a vassal to me," Sasuke said arrogantly. Kakashi sighed. Sometimes Sasuke made himself look like such a moron. It was nerve-wracking at times. Suddenly there was a bone knife at Sasuke's throat. Everyone froze. "Never call Lord Naruto that in front of me again," the boy whispered menacingly. Sasuke gave a jerk nod. The knife sunk back into pale flesh and Kimimaro straightened. The teen strode off again. "Sasuke, think before you speak next time. People like that are insanely loyal and can be a bit odd," Kakashi said, before pulling his book out again. The cat in his arms purred softly, enjoying his petting. The orange cat was perfectly fine being carried back on the Hokage's tower in the blonde's arm. It could feel the bond the boy shared with animals, and understood he wouldn't hurt him, but pet him. As they arrived, the daimyo's wife scooped the cat up, cooing over it and hugging it to death. Naruto just watched before turning to the Hokage. "Next mission," he said. "Where's the rest of Team 7? "Still looking for Tora." Everyone in the room sweat dropped.